Hey, what's up, guys and girls? This is Midori, and I'm back with another episode of Drawing Midori. Hey, guys and girls, I hope you had a great weekend. Today, I will be working with Hollow Knight. I've been wanting to do this drawings for a while now. It was between Hollow Knight and the Ori and the Blind Wisp. I was thinking about, drawing something that's a little bit more different than my typical drawings each week. These characters are more of a very abstract looking in terms of their design, and they actually kind of look like sort of like some of the characters that I'm working on in my own manga. So I figured that I do these drawings to get a little practice in drawing very abstract characters. Now, mind you, just because the characters are simplified doesn't mean that they're going to be any easier to draw. It might be less time consuming, but it's not as easy. Now, this drawing, I will be paying attention to light and shadow, and if you ever watch any of my other videos, you understand the process of light and shadow. So I'm not going to be drawing with value, but more with light in relationship to the environment that the Hollow Knight is standing in. Now, this particular pose, you can actually find it in a lot of the promotional art for the game, and you could just do a quick Google search, you'll be able to find this same exact pose that I'm taking inspiration from. Now, as you can see, his body is about two heads, so I measured his head in relationship to his body to get the proportions down. With this particular character, I don't really have to worry about too much about muscles or anything like that because he's so abstract. The main thing is to focus on is the lighting, the more like the impression of the character than the actual and proportions than the actual muscles or anything like that, since it's so simplified. Now, in this particular stage, I'm going to be doing, as always, the inking stage with my Copic multi-liner, and then I'm going to start off with really light, and then after I'm done with the light inking, then I'll start the coloring. Then after the coloring is done, then I'll go back into the darker inking. So that's pretty much my typical process of drawing and making these art pieces each week. Now, I hope you guys are having a really great 2020 so far. This is a new year, and I'm pretty looking forward to doing a lot of fun, different drawings for you guys. Okay, the basic inking process is about to be done. Now, guys, this is where I go over the little backstory on the character. Now, Hollow Knight. The Knight is the protagonist and playable character of Hollow Knight. The Knight is described as a discarded vessel. They are the child of Pale King and the White Lady. Born in the abyss with the void inside their shell, Hornet is the Knight's sister through their shared father. Like the rest of their vessel siblings, the Knight is genderless. After climbing out of their birthplace in the abyss, the Knight witnessed their sibling, the Hollow Knight, being taken out of the abyss by the Pale King. The entrance to the abyss was sealed, causing the Knight to fall back down. Sometime after this, despite the entrance being sealed, the Knight and some of their siblings managed to escape the abyss. Eventually, the Knight ended up wandering outside of the Hollow Nest for unknown reasons. Spending their time in this area caused the Knight to lose their memories, but being there did give them a certain reliance. They returned to the Hollow Nest after call went out from either the Radiance or the Hollow Knight. Now, there's some fun trivia about Hollow Knight. Actually, the game was actually kickstarted a few years back, and if you was a pledger, you was able to get your voice in the game. Also, you was able to come up some artwork in the game. So if you made a certain pledge, you was able to come up with some characters for the game, which I think is pretty cool and a good idea for pledgers to pledge and get something out of being an early adopter and a believer in the idea of Hollow Knight. Also, with one of the being one of the backers, you was able to put your voice in the game in terms of talking like gibberish for some of the characters that's in the game, because none of the characters speak English. They sort of speak this sort of like this insect language. So I'll give you an example right here.
Nativo y Batino Puro.
As you can see, they speak sort of like a gibberish kind of language, which is pretty cute and it's fitting for the world of the character. Now, as you can see here, I'm again in the coloring stages, so I'm about almost done, a little about 85% done, and I'm really not paying attention too much on values, but more on lighting. So I'm figuring out what's the hottest surface, where the light source is coming from, where the shadows are gonna fall, and if you watch any of my other videos, I go more in depth with when it comes to lighting. But this particular video, it's a little bit of, you get a little bit of everything, so I don't have too much time to go too much into it, but it's more on the hotter things are that's on the character, the lighter it's gonna be. And the colder it is, or further away it is from the light, the darker it's gonna be. Like if you Google color temperature, you'll see what I'm talking about. They have little scales that show you how hot and how cold certain objects are in relationship to each other, and how you color them accordingly. Okay, guys and girls, as you can see, the video is coming to an end. If you're still here, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I really appreciate it. That way you'll be able to know exactly when each video goes up. I do about 1 to 2 videos each week. Okay, guys and girls, I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll check you guys and girls later. Midori out.